Hey everybody, this is Q. We're here today at Profire Arms. We're going to do a walkthrough today, show you everything you need to know about reloading and anything else you need to know about Profire Arms. So let's go. Hey Andrew, thanks a lot for having us in here today.
No problem, Keith. Thanks for coming in.
Hey man, appreciate it. Hey, just walk us through and tell us a little bit about your vision for this place and why you even bothered to open it.
Well, one of the things I realized when I moved out here to Indianapolis from Baltimore was that there was no centralized reloading location in Indianapolis that sold presses, dies, primers, reloading components, powder, things that you have to go buy on the internet that are very expensive to have shipped, hazmats, etc. So one of the things I wanted to do was set up a shop where the average person could come in, buy reloading equipment. They didn't have to pay shipping. They could put their hands on it before they actually purchased it over the internet, and that was really kind of the way to go.
All right, can you just walk us through and just tell us a little bit about the shop?
Sure. We start over here. We try and stock 8 to 10 different types of presses at any given time. Presses from Hornady, Redding, RCBS, any of the major manufacturers. Standard tooling that you're going to need, anything from flash hole cleaners, bullet lube, shell holders, things like that. All the Hornady pieces for the Hornady presses, all of the Lee shell holders for the different Lee shell holders, for all the different Lee presses. Primers, all different types, small pistol, small rifle, large rifle, cleaning accessories, small selection of targets, powder wall, and we've got priming systems, different lead dies, more presses again, RCBS sections, different Hornady equipment, and all of our Redding equipment, and then some used stuff over here.
So is this like a one-stop shop? Can somebody come here and get everything they feel possibly need to?
That was originally the idea of setting the shop up, was that somebody can come in with absolutely no knowledge of reloading, and come in and essentially pick up everything they need and go for broke.
All right, guys. Now we're in the second phase of Profire Arms, which is downstairs, and Andrew is getting this room ready to show to the public pretty soon. He's waiting on the trucks to come in with additional equipment so he can get it filled up. But when Andrew first started his business, we had a discussion about doing classes, and he actually did it. He started in his home. He was giving people reloading classes, and now he's taking that from the home into his business here. So, Andrew, what are you currently doing down there?
Well, we have two different series of classes that we teach. We teach a Reloading 101, which is a basic class for people that have never reloaded before or have very limited reloading experience. It'll walk you through the basic principles of safety, the myths about reloading, the types of equipment you'll need in your reloading room to reload safely, the different types of presses, and then goes through a full construction of one, or actually in this case 25 cartridges of ammunition from start to finish. Okay.
So when a person comes to your class, what can they expect?
They can expect to be able to leave that night and go home and load their own ammunition. They should be able to pick up all the important steps of reloading throughout the course of the class: how to set your dies, how to measure your powder, bullet seating, bullet crimping, all the important things that make ammunition safe.
So will they use something like this, or what equipment would they use?
Yep, for the 101 classes we use these. These are standard Rock Chucker 4 Supremes. It's the newest version of it. They're bolted down there. Pretty hefty presses. It is a single stage press, so it's a very slow press, very deliberate, and it's a much safer press to start on than the standard progressives.
Okay. I noticed that a lot of people love the progressives. You hear people talk about the 550, the 650, especially the Dillons. Would you suggest that someone start with something like that, since it's where they're going to get to eventually anyway?
It really depends upon their technical background. Personally, I would say no. I don't think that starting with a progressive press is the best way. Reason being is that if you don't adjust one of your dies properly, or you don't adjust your powder drop or your crimp dies properly, you're going to find that you're going to manufacture quite a bit of ammunition before you realize something's wrong. And then you'll have a bunch of ammunition that you can't shoot and you have to pull down, and you end up with a bunch of components again.
Okay. Andrew, what if a person wants to do reloading, they're interested in your class, but they want to just come in, they have a lot of stuff at home, they traded on Ingo, they swapped the 223 for some components, wanted to get into it, but they just want to find out if it's something that they like, and they just come here and do some reloading down here?
Mm-hmm. One of the things that we're going to be offering as we open up the lower part of the store here is something that's essentially equivalent to the Apple Genius Bar. If you have ammunition that you've loaded and it's not functioning properly, or something's not correct with the ammunition, you can bring it in, we can troubleshoot it. We can figure out if your case length is improperly sized, if your ammunition is improperly charged, your primers aren't set properly, all the different steps that go along with manufacturing ammunition. We can kind of troubleshoot your rounds in that particular way. Now, if someone just wants to come in and use the presses, they're more than welcome to. They can bring their own components. We rent these out for about $10 an hour. And you can come in, and if you have all your own components, you're more than welcome to use them. We have about 50 different calibers worth of dies here. And if you need any other components, primers, powder, bullets, etc., we have them all here for you.
A lot of people right now are reloading because they're trying to get special rounds for their classes that they're taking, or they're trying to do Friday Night Steel or IDPA, any type of competition. So they're trying to reload their own ammunition. What are some of the mistakes that people make when they start reloading?
The most common is not sizing a casing properly.
What would that do?
Well, as a piece of ammunition is fired, the brass expands. As that expands in your chamber, it can do several things. It can either elongate the case, it can set the shoulders forward, it actually changes the proportions of the brass itself. So as it's flung from the firearm in the case of a semi-automatic, or it's removed in the case of a revolver, that brass is actually a different size after it's fired than it is before. And one of the most common mistakes is that people don't fully resize their ammunition or their brass when they're reloading it. So as you put that back in the chamber, it's not going to fully, the firearm will not fully go in the battery.
Wonderful. Hey, Andrew, thanks a lot for your time.
Sure, man. Thanks to you. Thanks for coming in.
And if you guys are interested in any type of reloading supplies, come here to Profire Arms. They're also an Ingo advertiser. You can find them on their website located at
2904 Maywood Road. Website is www.profiresupply.com.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.